it's a bit of an historic moment because they're calling on all of corporate America and effectively calling out their peers in corporate America to directly oppose new laws, including the one that was just put in place in Georgia, that they would say suppresses the rights of black voters. And for those companies across the country to use their clout, money, and lobbyists to sway the debate with lawmakers. They called the recent Georgia law a wake-up call, introduced stricter voter ID requirements for absentee balloting and limited drop boxes. I know there's lots of debate about what's taken place in Georgia, but for the most part, corporate America has stood relatively silent, including some of the biggest companies in Georgia itself, Delta, Coca-Cola, Home Depot, and they talk about the juxtaposition of that silence relative to the conversations we were having post the murder of George Floyd and how companies came out and said that they really were going to work on social justice issues. They believe that this is the ultimate social justice issue, not so much in Georgia unto itself, but we're seeing a spate of laws across the country that they believe suppress the vote, and they believe that of all of the social issues that corporations have gotten involved in over the past several years, and we've seen that trend, this is the most crucial. And to be honest, they're frustrated that there has not been more discussion by the business community and involvement by the business community on this issue on behalf of their employees. So we're going to talk to both of those gentlemen in the 7 o'clock hour at around 7:30 about this. They had about 72 signatories, including virtually every major black business leader in America, Dick Parsons, so many people that we know who've been on our program for a very long time. But it is historic insofar as it's the first time you've seen the black business community effectively call out all of the business community and call on the business community to step up. So we'll have that discussion.
Yeah. I mean, appealing directly, especially to a lot of the companies that are known to be Atlanta-based companies, too. They, even appealing directly to Ed Bastian to Delta issued a statement, and it's very measured, and so is Coca-Cola's statement. And it's, I don't want to say it's happy talk necessarily, but they're saying all the right things, but not going beyond just saying things that everyone would agree with. Like everybody needs to be able to have access to voting.
Right.
Delta actually said that they had been involved with the election, the legislation, and that there had been, with their involvement, that there had been some improvements made to what was the final law. And I don't envy the type of statements that these companies are going to have to try to put together at this point. And that's the story that you're making. How does corporate America respond to this?
And by the way, the particular juxtaposition between how vocal a lot of these companies were over the summer in the wake of George Floyd, that is a particular point of interest. It's hard to say this isn't our ballywick, this isn't what we do. Well, it is what you have been doing up to this point.
Right. One of the points that Ken Chenault has made is a number of large companies have taken very direct positions when it comes to LGBT issues, and a frustration that he has and many people in the black community have that in this instance that it appears that corporations have not taken a not just public stance, but I think what they're asking for is to take a direct stance against these laws. So.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.